Hi guys! Today I'm going to show you how to make soft pretzels with your kids. It's a really delicious recipe and super easy and fun to make. You only need a couple of ingredients, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. I buy bulk yeast in a large pack. For this recipe you'll need a tablespoon of yeast. I've already got it measured right here. You will need a half cup of very warm water. You will also need honey, salt, and flour. We also will brush the top of our soft pretzels with a beaten egg. So I've got that prepared already here. I beat an egg real quick, and we'll be brushing the top of our pretzels with the egg. And I like to use parchment paper so I don't have as much cleanup. So I'm going to cover my cookie sheet with a small piece of parchment paper. Now the recipe I'm going to show you will make one cookie sheet, about 5 pretzels. So my water's finally hot. It's hot. It says warm. Should work just fine. Okay, so what we do is we will blend this with a small whisk. That is 1 tablespoon of yeast and a half cup of very warm water. Then we're going to add to that a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of honey. And I'm eyeballing my honey because I don't want to get my spoon all sticky. I'm going to mix that a little bit, and then we're going to add 1 1/3 cups of flour. You don't have to wait for anything to rise. So I'll just stir in 1 1/3 cup of flour. And you just take a spoon and you mix. We've done this lots and lots of times with our preschoolers. Whenever we had play date friends over, the kids would get a turn stirring and kneading. And what you can do is you can make pretzels, or you can make the letters of their name, or lots of different ideas. Stir that up. Now, if there's a lot of flour left over when you're kneading, you're just going to want to add a little bit more hot water. I'm going to be ready because I see a lot of dry flour here. Oh, the magic is going to be ruined here. Okay, we're going to keep them a secret until the end. Keep them over here so you can't see. Okay, so as I start to knead this dough, it's still pretty crumbly and there's still flour. So I'm going to add just a pinch, maybe 1/8 of a cup. I didn't really measure, and get all that dry flour kind of blended in. I'm going to start kneading it. This is a really forgiving dough. It doesn't really have any there's nothing picky with it. So once you get all of your dough into a mass, you're going to put it on a counter and knead it. And the kids usually like to press it and knead it. You can't really mess it up. Okay, and if it's really sticky, add a little more flour. I think this is going to be just fine. So what you do is with the dough is I can get about 4 soft pretzels out of this batch. So you're going to take the dough and you're going to roll it into a snake. And I tell the kids to roll it into a snake. And then they can form the letter of their name. They can form a real pretzel shape. I'm going to do a couple of hearts because it's February. But each 1/4 of the dough should make a nice, good-sized pretzel. And kids can roll it out on the counter like this. It's up to you guys. But I'm going to show you how I form the pretzels. So I've got my parchment paper dish here, and I am going to lay my pretzel on the pan, and I'm going to take one half and pinch it, and the other half cross it over and pinch it. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of those real fast, and then I'm going to make a couple hearts. Letters are fast, hearts are fast. These are very, very good dipped in mustard. If you like to make a cheese sauce or you have some queso, you'll just have to see what your family likes. We like it with mustard or plain. Okay, so once you get all of your pretzels made and sat on your little sheet, if you don't have parchment, you can use any sheet. I usually sprayed the sheet with a cooking spray, but when I have parchment, I don't do that. The next step you'll do is you're gonna paint some egg wash over the top of each pretzel and sprinkle it with a little salt. I happen to have kosher salt, which is a little bit of a flaky kind of salt. And it's more like the pretzel salt you would get on a mall soft pretzel or something. But let's do a heart one. So I just put it down and I make a little V and pinch it where I want it to join. And then I make a little point at the end. I'll show you when they're all sitting there. And then you'll just sprinkle a little salt when the egg wash is on there because it's nice and wet. It'll stick to the egg wash. And you bake it at 425 for 10 minutes. Okay, and I did have my batch come out so I can show you instantly the finished product. I just want to get these in the oven. And then I can show you what they look like. So it took me 7 minutes to make it from start to finish. Well, then you have to bake it for 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick. I've got all of that made exactly 4. Okay, and now I'm just going to take my little silicone paintbrush, that's food paintbrush. I'm going to paint the egg wash on top of each pretzel. And then I will go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of kosher salt on each pretzel. Okay, then you stick them in a 425-degree oven for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you take them out and they're ready to go. Let me show you. After 10 minutes, you take them out. I made an S and a heart and another pretzel and another heart. And these are really good right out of the oven, fresh out of the oven, dipped in mustard or just plain. And they do last a couple of days. But if you make 1 or 2 of these batches, they'll be gone. I'm sure they'll be gone quick. Hope you enjoy making soft pretzels with your family.